today we're going to talk about Wolfcop from 2014, and who all here watched it? Uh,
Well, not this year.
I just got done watching it.
Okay. Summary for this film: as a series of strange and violent events begin to occur, an alcoholic policeman realizes that he has been turned into a werewolf as part of a larger plan. Written and directed by Lowell Dean, who did another Wolf Cop and Super Grid, which I keep seeing little clips and advertisements for. I don't know if that's good or not, but regardless. Jason, do you have information on this?
Tagline: Here comes the fuzz. I don't know who it's distributed by, but it's on Blu-ray through Image Entertainment in 2015.
The first thing I thought was strange, and it makes sense at the end of the movie, was how totally relaxed and easygoing this police chief is about the alcoholism of one of his two employees. He's just like, he almost thinks it's humorous, but it makes sense in the end whenever they do the whole reveal. I think the town is a great setting. I like it a lot. It's wintertime in a small town, clearly in Canada. It's just a good. I like it. It's good for this time of year too. I thought it was seasonally appropriate. I love all
the. Why was it clearly Canada?
Did you not hear them talking?
He's a Canadian filmmaker.
Yeah.
It's strictly Canada.
And it almost seemed like it wasn't even just wintertime. Canadian. It was the Wolf Cop himself.
All the time.
The drink.
Right.
It was Molson. He was drinking Molson.
The Wolf Cop himself, when he's talking as a human, I think he has a strong Canadian accent, but maybe that's just me.
I picked it up too.
I love the transformations in this movie. I mean, it's really hard. Werewolves are very tricky. It either goes really good or really bad, and every one of them is fucking phenomenal in this. This is one of the best movies for that type of shit. Could have did without the exploding dick. That was a little crazy. But honestly, some of the greatest werewolf transformations in the genre, I think. There's some other good effects too. The switchblade in the eye situation was really effective. I don't know why they made that guy the leader of the gang. I know that he's really the police chief or whatever, but it seemed like there was some sort of power dynamic out of whack, because this dude's kind of a douchebag. There was older guys there that seemed like they should have been running the show, like old enough to be this dude's dad. My favorite character is Willie, played by Jonathan Cherry. I thought he was a great comedic sidekick for a while anyways, until he did his heel turn there at the end. Aside from a few rough-looking severed heads and some barrel flash in the gunfights, I thought the effects were on point throughout this whole movie.
A lot of practical stuff. I loved. Yeah.
Like when he tears off that guy's face in the meth lab and then throws it onto the awesome police car, and it's just going back and forth. And then that dude is still alive and like runs up to Willie and like screams with his face off. That shit looks great. And another thing I didn't like about it was the lore they created involving the lizard people creating werewolves. I don't need that. You can just make him a werewolf. They did it in Teen Wolf. They've done it a million other times. Lizard people. That looked bad, I thought, at the end. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better werewolf movies I think I've seen. It's in the top 10 as far as werewolves. And I gave it an 8. So who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Yeah, let's do John.
Yeah, so I bought this when it came out, just for on the title alone. I mean, Wolf Cop, you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I totally agree with Frank. The lizard people thing was just like whatever. If they wanted to include magic or something, okay, that's fine. But the lizard people, that was a little
just been
much.
a cult,
and it looked
right? Like just a cult would have been fine.
Yeah, something like that. I really like the way the wolf looked. He reminded me of Del Toro's Wolfman a lot. Yep. Like the Lon Chaney Jr. style of werewolf. He acted really well through it. The transformation, come on, that was awesome. That was really good. That was up there with Trick or Treat, the werewolf, the way they took their skin off and stuff, and what was that one from the 80s?
American Werewolf in London?
No, Company of Wolves.
What was the one we watched with you, Ray, that was the blind guy?
Late Phases.
Late Phases. There's some great transformations in that too.
Yeah.
That was really good.
The bunny wolves.
Yeah, right. Let's see here. I hadn't watched this since I bought it, so I didn't remember a lot. I forgot there was this whole cult thing, and there was like shapeshifters and all that kind of stuff. So this was like watching it again for the first time. That sex scene in the jail cell, I loved it. It was so 80s and cheesy. So funny. All the candles and shit, hilarious. Like the comedy was great. The special effects were top notch. If anything was digital in it, it was very well hidden. And this is such a trivial scene, but when he shaved and then they did a close up of it growing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was digital or just like a reverse hair pull,
Yeah, I think that was a practical effect, I think.
Yeah.
Somehow.
It was awesome. It was a nice touch.
Mm-hmm.
It was a super nice touch. This movie did a lot of things right. I still haven't seen the sequel. Tina was a really good character. His partner in crime. Willie was real funny until he turned out to be a bad guy.
Yeah, he comes back in the second one though, evidently somehow.
I saw him in the on the box or something. And I'll wrap it up with the dude screaming with no face. Hilarious. He should be the next villain.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
He's still alive. He's just called the Screaming Skull or something. I gave this one an 8. It's a super fun one. It's quick. You know, they're not wasting a lot of time on a lot of story. It's pretty well laid out in front of you. What it's in the title, Wolfcop, and just come along for the ride. It's a wolf that wears people cop uniforms, has a big ass gun. Like, come on in.
I'll go. This is the second time around with this for me too. The first time I must just not have been in the mood for this kind of movie because I really wasn't impressed with it the first time. This time, much better. Practical effects look good. The transformation looks good. Great kills and all that stuff right there. Those three things is like number one priority for a werewolf movie. If you can nail those things and like story and all the other stuff, just kind of, if it's there, cool. If not, you still have the meat and potatoes. It's bloody, gory, it's funny. I thought the shapeshifters was a nice touch. They didn't really look that great when they changed back, but then again, they're on the screen for like a second. So the one, I don't know, John, you probably mentioned him. Whatever the shapeshifter with the mustache, the one that rides around with him.
Willie.
He's hilarious. Like,
yeah.
Those two together, like I could have just watched 90 minutes of them cruising around together, just messing shit up.
Yeah, he was funny.
It's good. It's fun. It's a short, quick, easy watch. I give it a 7.
I'll go. I agree with all of you. I really like the practical effects in werewolf movies, especially the best. I can't stand the digital stuff in a werewolf movie. It just takes you out of it, I think. Especially nowadays where they're making them into giant wolves, You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that whole trend, but this was great. Practical effects, funny. Like John said, you know what you're getting right from the get go. I did kind of dig that it had its own mythology. You know, like that's the there's a million stories of werewolves, and a lot of them start with a gypsy. You know, this one had a different take on it. I thought that was kind of cool. I was indifferent. I was like, okay, well, however they want to do it, it's fine.
I guess I missed it. It said that the shapeshifters created werewolves.
Yeah, they create them.
I just thought they needed their blood to. Like,
they create them by
It was like for immortality.
They create them by taking someone and sacrificing another person.
Oh yeah, well
over them or something. Like they
Mm-hmm.
carve the pentagram and
right. But for me, one of the funniest parts of this whole movie is when they find the sheriff's face in the stall, and she's like, "It kind of looks like you."
Yeah.
I was dying.
A couple
laughing.
good scenes. Yeah, they did a couple good scenes there with just the face. The one flying on the windshield, that was hilarious. And then
absolutely
that scene as well.
But yeah, all around good time. I give this 8 out of 10.
Dave.
Yeah. I don't know. This movie is mixing a ton of different things. I mean, you have a prototypical werewolf movie, which we understand the nature of the transformation. This person who is like almost a dullard or a someone that is just walking through life. Again, you have booze, you got cops and booze, and then you got cops, booze hounds. I really love the in the fact that you had two different cults. I guess you had a satanic panic. First of all, with the pentagram on his chest as he was shaving, and then you had the pig mask guys, and then you had the reptilians at the end. It's just meshing a lot of different just different elements, and they made it funny, which is great. And I dig it. I do want to talk about the soundtrack though, because I'm not sure who did it, but it's this 80s throwback soundtrack that I really dug for some reason. I don't know, it just hit me. It just like it.
I believe the band is called Shooting Guns, and they did the whole soundtrack. We were listening to a little bit of it when we started.
The love making music was spot on.
It was good. It was good. It was a nice little throwback. And the transformation too, because like I love like I told John earlier, the American Werewolf in London. Like the best part of that movie is the transformation. And they used what they had, and it looked pretty damn good with what they had. And I appreciate that, you know. Yeah.
It's always my number one pick when somebody says, "What's the best werewolf transformation?"
Absolutely.
Always like
exactly.
That
one. So, when his arms pull out, but like this was nearly as comparable. Like I felt like that was really well done. Especially with such a small movie like this. Like, I'm glad they had the resources to do so, and they chose to do that. Good stuff.
It wasn't. Yeah, I don't think the budget was real big on this.
No. I mean, this is a this is an independent film. I mean,
it was.
But,
I saw at the end of the credits, it was like Indiegogo. It was
it was something like that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just think about how easy it is.
Even better.
Think about how easy it would be if you were good with silicone to just make some gnarly looking shit with some silicone, because that's really all the transformation is him, pulling off.
But also the
silicone.
editing too. You have to edit those cuts precisely to make it look fluid, and that's what's so great about it.
The great editing, especially during the love making scene or whatever you want to call it. That woman had a body double, so like, and I knew that beforehand. So I was looking for the seams, and
Yeah.
it was. I mean,
yeah, it looked
would
great.
never know.
Like
You would never
I was
know.
pleasantly surprised by that because I was like, all right, I've seen so many cop like blank cop movies and like whatever cop, and this one just seemed like it had a little more heart to it. It seemed like it had a little more
Love.
like
There was
yeah,
care.
a little more love behind that. Yeah, which makes sense if it was crowdfunded. That makes so much sense to me.
And it also helps when you have the same writer,
Mm-hmm.
the writers, same writer, same director. It's
All
one
vision.
guy's vision. You don't have a bunch of people pulling.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, no one's pulling strings. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like it had so much weird shit too. I mean the reptilians, like I know that was such a weird thing, but it's still like almost fit. Like and the whole meth lab, like that was out of nowhere. I
They
mean
were
it
making
makes sense.
I was rednecks. They're rednecks.
Yeah, right. It makes sense with
Meth-
the cop narrative. Like
Yeah.
it would
Sniffed
make
it
sense
out.
that he would be investigating something like that. But yeah, I dug it.
So what I'm assuming is that red shit that dude snorts, that was werewolf blood, right?
I thought so too.
Okay,
Oh,
because
okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, they're making some weird drugs in this place.
I just
so, too.
assumed it was like the weirdest crystal meth I've ever like. Well, I mean,
it was sparkling.
yeah, it's that shatter.
Yeah.
And the fact that our protagonist was an alcoholic. Like I like those weird scenes at the bar where she was shoving off, or the bartender Jessica, I think her name was like shoving off that drunk, and like just the weird like just the exchange with them. I just thought it was a good scene. Or at least certain good scenes. And then at the end when it was like, I guess his superpower, like
Yeah.
when he
That
drinks,
was his
it's like his
finish.
pop. Yeah,
He's drunken
which
master,
I was like,
but werewolf.
what?
he even had Popeye sort of arms, so it does kind of make sense.
Oh, dude, yeah, he
it's
was
just like-
fat.
I was like, well, that doesn't make sense.
I wish they would have showed him go from a wolf back to a dude. Like they don't ever show you that in any of these movies.
Oh, the like retraction.
Yeah, like,
that,
think-
Yeah.
just put it in reverse,
Oh, that'd be cool,
Slaps
yeah.
back on. I don't know. How's
Well,
that
they just give him like
Real
tattered
quick.
clothes.
Right.
happen?
He's going. He's going.
I love that he referred to himself as the Fuzz in
Yeah.
that one fight. That was hilarious. There was some good
Yeah.
one-liners.
Yeah,
I
the thing of another thing, the car when he like modifies it and there's that whole montage,
The Wolfmobile.
it doesn't even really look that cool when he's done with it. I was like, what the fuck? That was a big montage
Yeah.
for just to turn the lights sideways.
And cut a W.
Well, that was more of a drunken.
yeah.
That was just like him, just like deciding that he's gonna do something, and then it just like it's defunct.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
it's
getting
awesome.
drunk and painting the house or something.
yeah. Like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit. Like, yeah, which I thought was good. I mean, it's a good character trait for something that like for that werewolf archetype, because it's usually a person that is again a dullard, someone that just walks through life and comes to himself. I mean, it's like a myth, it makes sense.
Yeah. Did you give it a rating, Dave?
I'm gonna give this one, I don't know, I've rated a lot of our stuff too high, I think, in the past.
He's starting to not like it anymore. He talks about it. He's like, I don't fucking like that
dig
anymore.
it.
Now that I
Fine.
think
But,
about
like,
it.
Right.
I'm looking at the breadth of the
So I've
club
enjoyed
at
it,
this
but I'm going to
point.
give it a 4.
It's
Yeah,
a 2.
no,
It's a
I'm giving
Yeah.
this one a 7.5.
All right.
I mean, honestly, though, if you look at the movies we've done on the club episodes, they're bangers every time. it
Yeah,
seems
they are
like,
bangers.
so-
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to overstate myself.
yeah, I think that's a fair score for Wolfcop. Maybe we'll get into another Wolfcop sometime soon.
If you find it for $5, I say buy it. Or under $10, I say buy this movie on physical media.
Yeah, I'll
It's
probably
worth
have
it.
to. I'll probably have to. I wish they had a double set or something like.
$17.99 on Amazon.
Ooh, that's a little
Really?
pricey. That's a little
Whoa.
pricey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy
And
cow.
for those bonus
I was
features, though, I bet
expecting
there's
that.
some good commentaries on there. Huh?
There isn't
anyways.
much on it that I recall. There isn't much on it.